All right, so hi, good evening. Welcome to this class. I'm going to start explaining, all right, some details, reviewing, so that, well, you can join the class and we can continue with what we were doing. This is the second unit, you know that one. Today we're going to work with new activities. So it's important that you were able to upload the activities that we worked on Monday, for example, right? I think that you were able to do it. Let me check. Some of you did it. Here I have Carolina's, Stefania's, and Melanie's, right? First activities, which is related to pronunciation. You were to repeat, right? To listen to first, to listen to one part of one video, right? One girl was telling a story, and then you were supposed to repeat that one for a specific period of time. And that's it. That's the first one. I have here 3 of those activities. I mean, 3 of you did it. Now, to take advantage, right, of this time, I'm going to do the following. Well, first, let me organize this one. That's going to be here. Okay, so again, remember, some of you did it very good, but some of you had some problems in this part. Remember that it's the same for this unit. The in-class activities are all the recordings that we work in class, plus the recording that we have for the vocabulary. Last class, we were supposed to upload, and let's say the last unit, we were supposed to upload 6 recordings, right? It was 6 in total. In case that you didn't do that, you know that this is also evaluated. For example, here, recordings. Or first here, in responsibility. If you miss one of those 6, it means only 5, then you have 30. Only 4, you have 20. Only 3, you have 10. But if you have less than that, or, well, you didn't follow instructions and so on, you have 0. Okay, take that into account. I think there was one person who only uploaded 2 recordings. So that was a 0, right? Vocabulary. If you didn't upload the vocabulary, it means the 9 new words plus the definition plus the examples, right? Well, you don't have any points there. To have those points, you need to upload the 9 of them with the definitions and with the examples. That's 30. If you have less than that, 20. If you have between 6 and 3, 10. If you have the words, but you don't have the definitions, or it's only the definitions and it's not like the example, you only got 5. And finally, if you don't have new words, right, 0, as I mentioned before. And then you have the recordings, right? This is related to the instructions. So in general, if you were supposed to upload 6 and you only uploaded 2, or I don't know, 3, it means that you didn't follow the instructions for all of those. So immediately you're going to have at most 5 or 0 over here, right? So everything is connected. It's not that you can upload only some of them. It's very important to upload all of them, all right? Because if you do it, then everything is going to be positive in this part. And you know, it's not that hard because many people, if not the majority of you, you have 100 points over here. Okay, so it's not hard, but you need to be in class and you need to record those activities and upload those activities. Okay, so please remember that one. And then we have the presentation. Okay, so I'm going to mention this again with you. Carolina, you're here. This is for everybody. All right, I'm just reviewing some content and mentioning some important details for this Friday. All right, so in case you have any questions related to this, Carolina, you can also let me know. All right, good. So let's continue.
Good
This
evening,
one is,
teacher.
hello, good
Sorry.
evening, Carolina. It's okay. No, great. Again, if you get to have any questions, you just let me know. All right, very good.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Great, you're welcome. This second activity is the same as the first one, but you know how I evaluate and how I analyze your presentation. So this is like a chance to do it better, because in the third and the fourth week, this is going to be different, right? We are not only going to have, let me see, This one, I don't know why it's not changing. Okay, sorry. There you go. In the third and the fourth week, it's going to be different because you're going to learn a specific structure and you are to follow that structure. But for this presentation, for this Friday, it's going to be the same. The same rules, right? You need a PPT, you need any kind of presentation. You need to do that on time. You need to upload that until Friday, right? 11:59 p.m. You must turn on the camera while you are having your presentation. And well, you don't need to read, right? Some of you were reading the last presentation. Okay, so I'm not going to be that strict on that one. I let that pass. But it's okay to read, but don't read everything. Okay, we can notice that in two ways, right? Sometimes is that you're looking there, but you are reading something, but mainly is when we get to the question sections, right? You have to organize the same ideas, but you're having some problems in organizing those ideas. Okay, it's better if you are honest with that one, right? And try to read only the important part, okay? And then try to say more things about it. Some of you, for example, were reading what was in the presentation, which is good again. That's why the presentation is there. And after that, you were giving extra explanation using your own words, paraphrasing. And that's good. You can do that, okay? You can read what you have there, but explain something else, okay? You need to paraphrase. I need to see how you use your own words. Because if you only read, I cannot evaluate your speaking, perhaps only your reading skills and your pronunciation skills, but that's not speaking, right? So be careful with that one. I'm going to be a little bit more strict related to that, all right? And just that, because the criteria, okay, are the same. If you take a look at this, we have pronunciation, that's 20. So again, you have to be consistent with this, using one accent only. Be careful with some words, all right? I already corrected some words, and that's what we're going to do here. We have 8 minutes. I'm going to work with two, okay, with the two of you, in the sense that you have some pronunciation and vocabulary or organization, right, mistakes that you made. Then I'm going to do that with you now before starting the class, but take that into account. Pronunciation, don't make the same mistakes, right? That's going to be taken into account as two mistakes. Then we have here the vocabulary, conjugation, and structures is the same as before. Paraphrasing, this is what I'm telling you, it's important for you to use your own words, okay? Do not only read, you can read, but afterwards you need to explain that idea in a different way using your own words. You have the questions, right? Asking 3 questions and answering, right? Those questions, and time management, 10 minutes. Okay, be careful with that one. One of you, okay, in general, you did it good. But remember that one of you did only like a 6-minute presentation, and that affected the score a lot. Okay, so you need to be prepared. It's important to be prepared and to organize that, and to be sure that you're going to have the 10 minutes. Just that one. This is a reminder so that you can be ready for Friday. Now, if you don't have any questions about the in-class activities and you don't have any questions about the oral presentation, we're going to start checking what I told you, all right? The words, remember that what you have to do here is telling me, yes, this is the right pronunciation, it's pronounced like this, and this was wrong because of this, because of that, right? You have some clues and some hints. I didn't delete everything, so you have some, let's say, all right, some cheating over there, but you need to explain very well, and you need to pronounce the word correctly. Okay, so I'm going to start with you, please, Carolina. These are your words. Let's turn on the camera, please. And we're going to begin with the words in the pronunciation section. It means that these words or those phrases were pronounced incorrectly, with a wrong stress, or were mispronounced. What you have to do is turn on the camera and read those words with the correct pronunciation first, please. Are you there, Carolina?
Sorry, teacher, my internet connection is bad again. I will turn on.
Okay, good. If it's not working very good, you can turn it off. Okay, let's see how it works like that. If it's not going well,
Okay.
you can turn off the camera. Okay, begin, please. Let's begin.
Okay, teacher. And that word, I think it was the emphasizes. I mentioned public. I think it's the right way.
Okay, okay, go ahead, please. It's okay.
Then profile, I think also was the emphasize.
Okay, good. And in this case, it's okay. Those two words are perfect. In the case of the pronunciation words, actually, it's enough with saying that. I don't want you to remember what exactly the mistake was.
No.
Can you hear me, Carolina? Let's turn off the camera. All right, I can still hear you, but I think you're having some problems. Okay, can you hear me? Let me know.
Yes,
Please.
teacher. Now I can hear you.
Okay, very well. So again, I'm not going to be that like hard with this one. Okay, you don't need to tell me, for example, this one was incorrect because of this. In the pronunciation section, only tell me the right pronunciation. All right, for example, public. The next one, profile. Okay, if you pronounce the word correctly, it's going to be okay. In this section, you're going to explain, all right, why it was incorrect. But here, in this one, only read the words with a pronunciation that you believe is the correct one. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Good. Continue, please.
80%.
Okay.
Media network.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Entities.
Okay, go ahead.
Automatically.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Comfortable.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
Wikipedia.
All right. And the last one, please.
Events.
Okay, thank you very much. So the ones that are in green were pronounced correctly. All right. The ones that are in yellow, we need to work. So this one, I'm going to ask you again. If you answer one more time those ones correctly, I'm going to delete those. All right. If not, they're going to still be there. But this one, this is just the plural form of entity. So it's going to be entities. All right. Only entities.
Okay.
Okay. Entities that are more like O, a little bit more like O, and a little bit more connected like automatically. All right, could be automatically if you want. Okay, but the idea is the A and the U. Oh, automatically or automatically. Okay, one of those two. And then this one, try to connect also a little bit more those words like, or sorry, those letters like comfortable. All right, comfortable. So read just to practice, please, Carolina, these three.
Okay, teacher. Entities automatically comfortable.
Okay, one more time. These last two, one more time. This one, try to say that only as O, automatically, automatically. Try one more time.
Okay, teacher. Sorry. Automatically.
Okay, automatically or automatically. And this,
Comfortable.
that for, try not to say for. Say only comfortable, comfortable.
Teacher?
Okay, can you hear me now? I think, yes, sometimes I think the internet is not working good. Comfortable. Try only to say comfortable, please, Carolina, without the for. Don't say comfort, no, comfortable.
Okay, teacher. Comfortable.
That for, don't say the for. Say it like this. If you like, take a look at the chat, like this, okay? Comfortable, like this one. Okay, that's what you need to read. Read like that in the chat. Do you have the word? Read the word in the chat, please.
Yes, teacher. Okay.
Okay.
Comfortable.
And don't say the word comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. One more time, the last one.
Okay. Comfortable.
Okay, okay, good. That's better. Okay, so those three words, practice those three words. The other words were very good, just those three, all right? And the next one I'm going to ask you again. Now let's go to this part, please, Carolina. Tell me why those were incorrect, please.
Okay. Well, good night was bad because it's better to say good evening because we use good night when we want to say goodbye.
Good.
Then we mentioned that you can share what you are thinking. It's bad in the order because it's better to say you can share what you are thinking because I think it's an embedded question.
Okay, good, exactly, right? When it's in the question order, it's incorrect. Good. This one?
Also, it was bad because the order of the sentence, because it's an embedded question.
And what's the correct one? What would be the correct over here? Could be how?
I think could be how it works.
Good. Very good. This one?
Then the preposition was bad. It's not in Facebook. It should be on Facebook.
Okay, good. This one?
Then it says, what do this impress to have a lot of people? It was bad, the expression. I remember that you said that could be good, but it would be better if there's another way, I think.
Okay, and also mainly here, the main idea here, Carolina, we're going to practice this again. It's because you wanted to say companies or enterprises, but you say impress, but that it doesn't exist. Right?
Yes.
So we're not going to say impress, right? It's going to be companies or enterprises. That's the main mistake here. All right. So, and also the order, but that's the main idea. Okay, that's the main idea. Good. What about this
one? It was a preposition again. It was on YouTube.
Okay. This one?
Then it was the expression, I think it was bad, that has bad redaction. Could be in spite of those, those kind of contents. I think the word contents, it was wrong.
What is the way in which we have to use contents? Right, there's a better way. Do you remember? Because it's the same word, but how do we use this expression? Can be better, but the way it is there is not that correct. Do you remember what is the correct way?
I think the correct way it's in singular.
Okay, how would it be?
Those kind of content.
Okay, good. Or that kind of content only, right? Good, good.
Yes.
You mentioned that one, very good, right? Even though it's a lot, even though it's plural, the idea is plural, right? The idea of content, it's better to keep it abstract in the sense that you were using it, right? Good. What about this
one? It was the expression, I think. They receive a money. I think it is not correct to put a money, just money.
Okay, good. This one?
I think it was the pronoun in should have answered them, or I mean those kind of pronouns, not you.
Okay, actually the pronoun could be there, any pronoun that you want, right? Answer, could be you, them, but when you say answer in that kind of meaning, you have to use the preposition answer to you. Okay, I'm going to give an answer to you. All right, so there the preposition is going to be missing. Okay, what about this one?
Okay. It was the word punctuate with the stars, because I think it just punctuate. I remember that it was another word to say to give a qualification, I think.
Okay, good. You're okay, but please, for the next one, and this is going to be yellow, all right? Remember, the word has to be rate, to
Oh,
rate,
yes.
right? To rate with stars, okay? That one, remember that word. What about this one?
I think it was the preposition. Or no, sorry, teacher. It was another. Should be other.
Okay, good. Correct. And the last one, please.
I think the word phenomenon was wrong, but I don't remember the other word.
Don't worry. Then we're going to work this one. It's going to be two options: phenomenon with O, okay, and N, or phenomena. It depends if it's singular or plural. Okay, phenomenon or phenomena. That's good. Very good. So remember that one, please. Most of it is very good. Just be careful with these three and these other four expressions. I'm going to ask about those the next class. And if you answer correctly, again, we delete everything. Okay?
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Carolina. Now, then you were afterwards, Stefania. So we're going to do that in order. Let's do the same, please. Carolina was having some problems with the internet. Good, you have your camera over there. The same. And this is going to be just for you to read all those words with the correct pronunciation. Okay, let's begin, please, Stefania. You can read all those words.
Okay, teacher. Variety studies could affect you. Control how much, prevent, cause, in secret, appearance, obese.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to repeat some of those words. I'm going to tell you which ones. Actually, the ones I didn't do it. All right, let's repeat those ones that are not with a color, please, Stephanie.
Okay,
Those
variety studies, cause.
Okay, okay, good one. This one I think it's correct. All right, there you go. So these two, all right, these put more emphasis in the middle words, in the middle letters that you have, sorry, like variety, like I, all right, variety. And this one like like studies. All right, let's read those two words once again, please.
Okay, variety studies.
Studies, there you go. Okay, so everything is correct. I'm just going to ask you these two words to see how they go the next class, all right? What about these expressions over here? Why are they correct or incorrect? Let me try to do
I
it.
think the first one is they more about than just food.
Okay, good. They are more about than just food. Very good. Oh, sorry, the other one. Okay, what about the next one?
If one twin has, the other twin has.
Okay, this one over here.
And this is to follow ideas.
Okay,
Maybe.
but actually in your sentence, you have to use by. So if you use by and then you want to use follow, what happens with follow? What do you say?
By following ideas. Yes.
Okay, there you go. What about this one?
They are closer to us than.
Okay, very good. This one right
In
before
this
this.
line, I don't remember. Sorry, teacher.
Okay. Remember, there is a better expression. I told you, not at that moment, but when you were answering some of the questions, you are more likely, right? You are more likely to have this, to do this. It's better if you say that, okay? Instead of you're probably, it's better if you say you are more likely to have that, I don't know, disorder or to receive help and so on and so forth. Okay, so remember that one. You are more likely. What about this?
Okay. In this, maybe, mm, I don't know, change thanks for quarantine's consequence,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay, okay, good. Because it was something kind of negative, right?
Yeah.
And it was not thanks to, it was one of the consequences. And this one also, but I think I already gave that one. It was related to pronunciation, right? Do you remember what was the mistake over there? Let's try to read this one, please, Stefania.
Increase.
These two. Uh-huh. Okay, so remember, we need to put a little bit more emphasis on the last D. So how it's going to be if it's in the passive voice?
Increase it. I don't know.
Okay, the increase is very good, but after that, try to add one t at the end. Are increased, increased, right?
Increased.
Exactly, good. So what I didn't do, this one is part of the pronunciation, all right? So we're going to check this one as well. Sorry. Okay. So there you go. So this one is correct. Okay, but the pronunciation we're going to check once again. What about the last one, Stefania? What do you say?
One member of your family has, maybe. I don't remember this.
It's good. But you tell me, are you sure? What do you say?
No, I think it is correct. I don't know, teacher. I don't remember.
Okay, what you said is correct. Okay, one member of your family has, but you
Okay.
need to be sure. Okay, you need to be sure. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Stefania. And I'm going with you. Then I think it was you, Majo. I'm going to go with you, Majo, please. Let's do
Hey,
the same.
teacher. Hi, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Let's first read these words with the right pronunciation. Okay, that's the first step.
Okay, first, conquest,
Okay, what about this one?
carnival,
Okay, this one over here.
unique,
All right, this one.
tribute,
All right, what about the other one? This one.
parade,
There you go. This one.
fortune,
Okay, this one.
peculiar.
Okay, one more time that one, please.
Okay, peculiar,
Okay, it's okay, but I'm going to we're going to leave that later. This one please.
secret,
Okay, this one over here.
found,
Okay, and the last one, please.
leaf,
There you go. Okay, this one is going to be correct. It's correct. Just there's a little sound that is kind of weird. Peculiar, right? Only like Q. Peculiar.
peculiar.
Good. But it's okay. But these ones, you're going to repeat these ones with me, but they are going to be with yellow. And the next one, try to fix those details. Okay? I'm going to read this for you. They are little, but it's better if you work those littles. This one, in the first part, conquest. All right? Conquest. Repeat that one, please.
Okay, conquest,
Good. This one is E, right? Instead of A, E only, but it's going to be carnival. Carnival.
okay, carnival,
This one, the stress. The stress is unique. Unique.
okay, unique,
And this one was very close, but something was a little bit odd. Sacred. Okay, sacred.
okay, teacher, sacred.
Very good. Okay, so again, all those words are correct. The ones in yellow are the ones I'm going to ask you once again. And if you answer correctly, I'm going to put in green and I'm going to delete everything. Okay? What about these ones? Why are those mistakes?
Okay, good evening is bad because it's better to say good evening. No, good night is bad because it's better to say good evening. Because it's more polite.
And even more than polite, it's okay. But the idea is that actually good night, you never say good night when you are greeting. When you're arriving to a place, right? Don't say good night. You always say good evening when you are starting something at night. You only say good night when you're saying goodbye to that event that is finishing. Okay, good. Good.
Okay.
What about the next one?
I hope that you entertain it's bad because enjoy is used more frequently.
Okay, very good. Did you
Uh,
enjoy the presentation? Great.
okay. Resisted do not fully express the context because not only maybe remain would have been correct in my context. Only
Okay.
remain, not resisted.
Okay, good. And also because the pronunciation was a little bit odd, right? It was like resisted, but it's okay. Resisted is one option, remain or endure, right? But it's
Yes.
okay. That explanation is very good.
Thank
What
you.
about this one?
Yes. The land of Bolivia, it's redundant. Only Bolivia is enough.
Okay, in this case, correct. Very good. This one?
And teacher, the last, I think that correct because two expressions are clear.
Okay, let me see once again. Let's read this one. Are different from, yes, we checked this one, right? I asked you this word was not clear and it was clear, right? So good. But I remember why I left this one. This is actually not part of this type, okay? But on your presentation, you had something with O, and I thought you were talking about clothes, and you were pronouncing this as costumes, right? Costume. But costumes are clothing. But I think you were not talking about costumes. You were talking about the customs, right? And what is a custom? It's related to tradition, right? So here, it's more related to pronunciation. So what is the difference between this and this one? This is something we're going to work here, right? Okay, so this is going to be a costume, right? Costume, clothing, right? For example, the one you use on Carnival. And this is going to be a custom. That's like a traditional behavior that you have, right? Following some religious alignments and following certain criteria, right? To tell you how to behave and how to act in certain circumstances. Okay, so let's read that one. You maybe remember that one, so that's not a mistake over there. So let's pronounce those two words, please, Mac.
Okay, customs and custom.
One more time. This one actually is going to be more like, okay, costume, right? Costumes, the clothing, and custom, more like the tradition, right? One more time.
Okay, customs and custom.
Okay, that was better. Thank you very much. Let's continue now with this one, right? We're going to check this once again. What about these ones?
Spectators clap and cheers. I don't know, teacher. I think that it's okay. Maybe spectators not are okay, but observators, I don't know.
Okay, good. Yes, you can say the observators or only the people. But if you use people or one of those, also the verb, right? You said clap, that's plural, good. And cheers, but cheers is a third person. So you only have to say people clap and cheer without the S. Okay, people clap and cheer. Just that one, because cheers is going to be what you say, right? When you're drinking, or cheer as celebrate, but without the S. Okay, and this one, sorry, this is not with the color yet. What about the last one?
And 1 week before, I don't know, teacher, how can I change the expression?
Okay, it was actually after this, right? 1 week before the carnival. Remember that you were talking about an important event. So it's better if you say one of the most important events takes place, right? But you don't use the verb to be.
But only the order.
The order and the verb. Instead of the verb to be, don't use the verb to be, and you say 1 week before this, comma, one of the most important events take place, right? Or takes place. So
Okay,
it's the
teacher.
order and the verb. Okay, good. That's it. That's it, Maho. Then again, I'm going to ask you about those words and expressions that are in yellow, the next one, because everything else is okay. All right? Perfect. Thank you very much. And I'm finishing with you, please, Melanie. Let's do the same. Let's start with these words. We don't have a lot with pronunciation. Let's read those ones to begin with, please.
Okay. So everything that you use before, then exhausted. Yeah.
Continue, please. Continue.
Okay. Exhausted, efficiency, things, this, that.
Okay, good. It's way better. I noticed that very good. This one, but I think it was my mistake because I didn't write the real thing, right? Here, it's here because you were using past, but it was not noticeable. So if this verb is in the past, this one over here, all right? I didn't clarify that one. How do you pronounce this one once again?
Everything that you used before.
Okay, very good. Now, what about these ones?
So how everything starts, we talk that we need to maybe change or look for other expression, like other question. So how everything starts, maybe, or how was some, I don't know, how this event start, but the question indeed was not the best for the presentation.
Okay.
But
also,
I didn't know other question. Yeah.
But if I tell you, remember, you were using this question as part of your speech, but it was part of your sentence. How can you ask this question as an embedded question? I think that was the main idea over there. How do you say, it's very important to talk about and this question? How do you introduce your question as part of your sentence?
Maybe however, it's really important how everything started with the ed at the end. Okay,
good. A conjugate, right? If it's going to be present, you need the s, starts. And if it's going to be past, you need the ed. Right? Yeah. So good. You have the explanation over there, but try to explain that one because it was part of the embedded question. Okay, just with that, that explanation, the next one. Good. What about this
one? So here I cannot say some disadvantage. It's wrong because I need to say, I don't know, I'm going to talk about 3 disadvantage, but some it's not the best expression to mention.
Good. And how do you say, remember, how do you say the same idea but with the opposite? How do you say that you have 5
advantages with this?
And what about this one? How do you say that you have 5 with this?
5 disadvantages.
Okay, good, exactly, right? So in the first one, it was, again, the S is not that clear. Okay, that one needs to be clear, all right? Okay. Again, the explanation is good. It's going to be like this. We're going to talk about this once again, but it's that if you use some, with some and any, we have to use plural count nouns and abstract nouns. Okay, that's the idea. And what about these
ones? So at the behaviors, the expression is wrong because behaviors is not the right word. Behavior, I think. Behave is the noun because here I think I think I say other things like behaviors, I don't know, but behave I think is the correct way.
Okay, that's going to be the verb, right? And also, let's try to remember here that instead of all the behaviors, you can say the behavior of those people in general, right? It's better to use behavior as only one abstract idea as well. Okay, so again, you're right, but be sure that behavior only as behavior. What about this one?
here is a problem. It's also, I can say something better, like, I think that was also in the past in my presentation. So there was a problem maybe, or the problem was something like that. Maybe it's better.
It's good. And the first idea that you told me is better, right? Here, there is a problem or there was a problem, right? So that's the main idea. You can say here, but then with a comma or something, try to say there is or there was. Good. What about this one?
When the pandemic started, I think was in the past.
Okay, very good. This one over here.
At the end, it doesn't work.
It was the
I
tense.
think also it's in the past, right? At the end, it didn't work because I was talking about the past in my PPT.
Okay, good. What about this one?
So this put limits in hard for some people. I think this is like with to put limits, it's hard for some people.
Okay, correct, exactly. The infinitive is very formal, but it's valid. The most common one is going to be gerund, right? Putting limits or to put limits. Both are okay. Okay, both are okay. But in English, when you say to put limits, it's too formal. They usually use that in only very academic or scientific writing. Okay, but it's okay. Both are okay.
The same here, especially to put limits or putting limits.
Correct.
Then buses before either. I don't remember that in my presentation, to be honest.
Okay, just the main idea here is over here. These two words. What is incorrect here?
Maybe before I was there, there is missing a subject.
Okay, it's correct. That's one valid one. But as you're using only a verb, you can tell me that one, okay, in the next one. But in the last time, what we said it was that after prepositions, before it's a preposition, you need always a gerund, right? So before being there, right?
Okay.
10 buses before being there. Okay, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Right? You can change what you said, but to keep the same idea and the same structure, just change the structure of the verb itself. Good. What about this
one? So here is I live far. I think in my PPT was I live far from the city or something like that.
Correct. Exactly. It's going to be far from, right? Good.
Yes.
What about this?
It was okay. So here I was talking about a thing. So it's not exhausted. It was exhausting.
Very good. Exactly, because it produces that, right? Good. And this one?
It can resume was to. It's a good expression. However, I can say like to summarize or in conclusion or something like that.
Instead of that word, because this word specifically is more commonly used for other purposes, right? So it's better to say, I can summarize the following information, right? Like this. It's better, and it's something more common, at least when you're speaking and in this kind of conversation. Okay, good. That's it. The same, please, Melanie. Just try to remember those three. And in general, I'm going to ask this again, and then I'm going to delete everything if it's correct. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's it. I finished with everybody, I think. Yes, thanks. I prefer to do, okay, this here with you, with all of you. Some of you may be able to hear some of the other mistakes and pay attention to that, all right? Because again, this Friday is the next presentation, right? The next oral presentation. And we need to be sure that everything is clear and you can improve your, well, pronunciation skills to have a better score. We finished the second point, pronunciation. Now we're going to follow with the third strategy. This is going to be interesting. Learn the natural flow of English. And here I think it lies, sorry, I think my internet, okay, it's good. Here it lies one of the keys to speak better and to understand better. Please, let's begin this with you, Carolina. Read that first part of the third strategy, please. Your microphone is off again, I think, Carolina. You turn it on and off again. I think we're having some problems again. Let's wait a little bit.
Sorry, teacher.
Okay.
I'm here, teacher.
Okay, so let's read this part, please. Let's read what is marked.
Okay, teacher. Learn the natural flow of English. Being able to say the words correctly is great, but the secret of speaking fluently is in the flow of sentences. Whenever you read a piece of poetry, listen to a melodic song, or watch a hilarious sitcom, pay attention to the following.
Thank you very much. Good, so this is going to be hilarious, right? Hilarious. Good. Who can tell me, I'm going to ask anybody, but who can tell me what's a synonym of this word? And what is a sitcom? Who knows that? Anybody? Okay, I'm going to go with you, Stefania. What do you think about this word? Can you tell me a synonym of this word or try to explain this word?
I don't know, teacher. I don't know, something funny, maybe.
Good, that's correct. Something funny and actually something very funny, right? And what is a sitcom? What do you think? What do you think it is, right? Or watch a hilarious sitcom. So what is funny to make you laugh? What do you think it's a sitcom that makes you laugh? That you watch this.
I don't know.
All right. Okay, good. It's one kind of comedy show. Like, for example, The Big Bang Theory, that's a sitcom. All right. How I Met Your Mother, that's a sitcom. So many of the series that you watch, those are called sitcoms. All right, a sitcom, and usually it has the objective of making you laugh. All right, that's it. Thank you. I'm going to continue with you, David or Stefania. Linking and contractions, please.
Okay, linking. Notice how native speakers link words together, joining two sounds, making a sound to disappear or changing a sound for a better flow. Jim, lim, gonna, gotta, should have, must have, etc. Contractions. Contractions are shortened forms of two words. For example, I plus he plus will, he'll, they plus have, they've, do plus not, don't.
Okay, thank you very much. Remember just this word, native, right? How native speakers. Okay, good. So this one, this time this is going to be for you, Majo. What do you think are these words? Can you explain these words and can you try to read them? How do you read these words?
Him, lim, gonna, gotta, should have, must have, etc.
Okay, good. They are correct. These ones are not correct, but the rest of them, yes. Let's talk about this one. Gonna, gotta, should have, must have. What are those words?
Only there are contractions to expressions.
Okay, are there formal or informal contractions or linking?
Informal contractions.
Exactly, right? Because more than contractions, we call them linking words, right? What is the correct and the complete expression of gonna? What do you say? What words are linked there?
Teacher, I don't remember. Gonna, wanna, gotta. I don't remember. Teacher, gonna, I don't remember.
Okay, if
Gotta
I
is
say,
a got to.
okay, and also got to, it's kind of informal. For example, if I tell you with the first one, if I tell you, I'm gonna watch that movie. I'm gonna watch
Ah,
the movie.
yes,
What
it's
is-
gonna. It's going to.
Mhm, correct, exactly. What about should have? And this is not the way you write, okay? This is not the way you write. This is the way you read. What do you think is this? These are two words, should have. What do you think?
It should. It should have. Only the pronunciation is linked. Should have.
Okay, actually that of, it's something very different. For example, in this example, try to tell me what is of. I should have listened to you. I should have listened to you. So what are the two linked words in should have? What do you think?
The of is only the connector.
Okay, could be a connector, but actually of is only the sound. Okay, try to analyze
Yes.
that. Try to analyze these two in the meantime, Majo. I'm going to go back to you. Okay, try to analyze this first word. I'm not going to say how it's right yet, and this other one. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, I'll be back to you, Majo. I'm going now with you, please, Melanie. First, again, try to tell me about gotta. What do you understand with gotta? And if you can tell me also about shoulda and must.
Mm, um, you gotta, I think it's like gotta, like, I don't know, maybe in an example. I don't know if it's okay, but you gotta to do it or something like that. Could be. Like you need to try it.
There's one thing, I think it's okay, but if you say you gotta to do it, you're actually using one of the words that is already linked. It's like you're saying
Yeah,
two
you
times.
gotta do it.
You gotta do it, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
What is the formal way of
Yeah.
saying that? What is the, if you tell me word by word?
I think it's your got to do it.
Okay, how do you spell got?
G or get, maybe get. G-E-T, it's the short one. No.
Okay, but that's going to be a different tense. Okay, G-O-T, correct. And that one, just the last one, we're going to the next one, Melanie. If I tell you that you got to do it, it's also informal. What do you think is the formal way of saying that? Something is missing over there. One word to make that formal, or you can change even the structure a little bit. What is the formal way of saying you got to do it? Tell me, Melanie.
There is, I can change the got? No.
Try first with the got. Try first keeping the got. You can add one word to make that formal in grammar and in writing.
You got to do it, you got.
And the key is that the word is before got. Okay, before got. What could it be? Okay, let me do something in the meantime.
I think I'm just thinking in you need maybe to.
Okay, Okay, but that would change a little bit the word, right? Actually, if you want to change, the most formal way to say that is you have to, right? You don't say you gotta, because that's not formal. You always say you have to, because that's obligation. But there is one stronger way to say that, is you have got to do it. Okay, actually, that's the formal way. Okay, the formal and the complete way of gotta is you have got to do it. Okay, that one, just because when you hear that, you need to know how to write that one in any kind of writing. And what about should have? What do you think is the two words that are linked here? Remember the example? I'm going to try to use one with a more concrete verb that is conjugated in the past participle. You should have eaten that, I don't know, right, that meat. You should have eaten that meat. So what is the formal way to write that one? There's only one word in the entire vocabulary.
Maybe you should have eaten instead of
Okay,
of.
one more time. Okay, spell
You
that
should
word, please.
have
I
it.
want to. Have, right? Have, correct, exactly. That's the only word, okay? There's no other possible word in English that could work there. So that's my example. I'm going to write it here just to practice. Thank you, Melanie. You can turn off the microphone if you want. Over here is going to be you should have eaten. There's no more possible word that you can use over there instead of have. This is a perfect model, right? Perfect model. Suggestions or regrets in the past. So I'm writing off because that's actually how some native speakers write that one, and that's how they pronounce this. They say, you should have eaten. You should have listened, right? Now I'm going back to you, Majo, as I told you. Were you able to find about this word? What can you tell me about these ones? The way you pronounce them and what they mean.
Yes, give me and leave me. It's a informal contractions, a short form of the words, and they use when it's a casual conversation. Give me, it's for give me, and leave me is for let me.
Correct. Thank you very much, Ma. Good. So give me that, right? They're not going to say give me that because the is a waste of time, okay, for American English. You say give me that, let me. They don't say let me explain you, right? Let me explain that to you. No, they say let me tell you, let me explain that to you. Okay, so good. So you have give me, let me, right? Gonna, gotta, also wanna, should have, must have. That's linking. Okay, that is linking. Now, before going to the practice, this is going to be interesting as I was telling you. Let's read this once again. No, let's read this part. Okay, I want to put emphasis on this part as well. Please, Carolina, let's read stress and rhythm.
Okay, teacher. Stress. There are stress syllables in a word and stress words in a sentence. Rhythm. The rhythm is the overall result of stress, contractions, and linking. It is the ups and downs. It is the ups and downs, the musical feature of English.
Thank you very much. Now, this is very important. Why? Remember, and I'm going to ask this. This is for you, Stefania. All right. What is the difference between permit and permit? What do you say?
I don't know, teacher.
Okay, because they are the same word, but the stress is different. And if the stress is different, the meaning of the word is different. Okay, try to take a look at that one. Okay, I'm going back to you again, please, Stefania. I'm going to, let me actually do something. Okay, try to do some research. Again, please, Stefania, I'm going back to you, and you're going to tell me the difference between permit and permit. You can look for different stress if you want, right? Permit different stress in the word. But I'm going to show you this one. This is something that I didn't show you yet, but please, you can take a look at this because it's on the platform. 2 syllables. okay? When two syllables, all right, two-syllable words have different stress, it means that the meaning is different, like this. When two-syllable nouns, okay, are stressed in the first syllable, they are adjectives, all right, or adverbs, even nouns. When they are stressed on the second syllable, they are verbs. For example, here, okay, we have a record or record. A record is one object, okay? It's something that you have, it's your record. But to record is to do the action of recording something. Okay, that's more or less the idea. So again, if it's in the first part, it's going to be an adjective, an adverb, or a noun. If it's in the second part, it's going to be a syllable. With that explanation, what can you tell me about permit and permit, Estefania? You can guess or you can tell me what you know.
I think permit is give permission, and the other I have no idea.
All right, but you're close. Read in the second syllable. So permit. Permit is going to be the action of giving permission to someone, right? Permit. But a permit is going to be very close to a license, right? I have my permit to do this, to open a nightclub, all right? So stress is going to be important. Okay, good. Thank you, Stefania. I'm going to go back to the presentation, and this is what we're going to do. First, we're going to practice this together, and then we're going to record something. I want you to read this with me. I'm going to start with you, please, Melanie, this time. Try to read the complete part of the question, then read the second kind of contraction that we have here, and then the last one. I want to know how you read. The idea is that you should contract that in the sense that all those three words are connected. So how do you do it? Read it 3 times and contract that even more.
Okay. So the first one is, what do you do? The second is, what do you? And the third one is, what you?
Okay, thank you very much. Also this one, let's continue with you, Melanie, this one over here.
What did you do? Sorry, without the do. What did you? What did you? And what did you?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to go now with you, Majo, and then I'm going to go back to you, all of you, Melanie and Estefania. Majo, what about this one? It's very similar to what we were saying.
I'm gonna, it's I'm gone. I don't know, teacher.
Okay, and these ones, remember you have to change the T for a D.
Okay. Little bottle city.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I'm going to read this again for you. This is like American English, all right? Even the contractions. So if you want to learn like British English, you can do it as well, but perhaps it's going to be a little bit different. So this one, right? What do you? If you want to read all the words, you have to respect all the consonants, right? What do you? What do you? That's for very formal English. But if you don't do it, look that is going to change a little bit, like, what are you? And I don't pronounce the T. That's the big difference first, okay? I don't pronounce that T. What are you? What are you? And that you is not like you, it's more like yeah, what are you? Because that's easier to connect to other words. And here, even more, it's only what you do, right? That's the most contracted way. So again, if you listen to that, hey, what you doing? It means that it's going to be with do or it's going to be with are. You have to guess that one, but the context is going to tell you. But again, this is the most contracted form of that one, okay? What do you and what you? This is the same. You have the same change. What did you? What do you? Check that we don't use that T and we don't use the last D because it's a waste of time. So it's only what do you, but it has to be E instead of A. What do you? It's like do, and what do you is like did. So this is present and this is past, right? And the same here. What did you? What did you? That D is telling you that this question is past. Okay, what did you do? What did you do? And here the big change is that instead of saying I'm gonna, you only say I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. And that it's more than enough, all right, to tell me that you are using am and I am, right? And here this is easier. Little, bottle, city, and so on. Let's practice only the second form. Okay, you're going to read this with me. Remember, what do you? What do you? All right, what do you? And the last one here, I'm gonna. Okay, what do you? What do you? And I'm gonna. I'm going to start with you, please, Carolina. Read the second form here, the second form over here, and the last form over here. I'm going to delete the other ones.
Okay, teacher. And I think the second could be, what did you? And the other, what did you?
This one, okay. One more time. I want to hear the difference between this one and this one, please. One more time, both of them, please.
Okay, teacher. What do you? And what did you?
Okay, and this one over here? Are you there, Carolina? This one also, please. The last one.
Teacher?
Yes, this
Okay,
one over
teacher.
here. I am going to the last one of that one.
Okay. What do you? What did you? I'm gonna.
I'm gonna. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going now with you again, Majo. Let's read all of those that are in that red rectangle, please.
Okay, teacher. What do you? What do you? I'm gonna.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. The same to you, please, Estefania.
Okay, what do you, I'm gonna.
Okay, easy, right? Thank you. And finally, with you once again, Melanie, please.
What do you? What do you? I'm gonna.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, this is going to be the activity, all right? Ready to use your recorders, please. You're going to record the following. And please, you have, let me read the activity for you. Actually, no, it's over here. Let me see if you have anything else here. No, it's okay. This is not going to take more than 40 seconds. This time you don't have a time limit, but I'm going to give you only 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to use my timer. You have to read these 4 ideas as fast as you can using all the contractions that you have over there. And if you can contract and link other words as well, do it. Okay, here, for example, you have this one, you have gonna, you have to. This is something that we didn't see, but try to read this in the way you believe it is read. You have wanna, you have common contractions, you have lemmy, right? And should have, and so on and so forth. All right, so that is the activity. I'm going to use my timer, as I always do. Okay, you have 2 minutes, please. I guess that you're going to be ready. There you go, okay? 2 minutes, read all these ideas, 1, 2, 3, 4, as fast as you can. You finish recording and you upload that to Google Classroom as always. This is the second activity. Okay, let's do it now, please. We have 2 minutes to do it.
Teacher?
Yes, tell me, Majo.
No, teacher, anything. You changed the the
Oh, yes, sorry, that was my mistake. Sorry. All right. If you have that interruption, it doesn't matter. Okay, remember that here you don't have a time limit, so you can keep recording. It's going to be okay. All right, so we have those 2 minutes. I hope you have it done. If not, remember that you have also this presentation on Google Classroom. So you can go there again and read it and record it again if you want and upload it to the platform. Okay, but it's only this. I'm going to go now to the next part. Let me turn on the camera. All right, sorry, I was checking that and I forgot that you were reading that one. Let's go to the next part. It's going to be more practicing, okay? We explained most of the things that we had to, but now we're going to practice. This is the fourth strategy for improving our speaking skills. Remember that the last one was related to linking words, okay? To read everything as fluently as we can and try to use contractions, linking words, the right stress, and following that rhythm that English has. Here, it's a different kind of practice. We're kind of going to follow this, but we're going to do this a little bit differently. Please, I'm going to start this time with you, Melanie. Let's read everything that is marked over there, please.
Okay. In a nutshell, this technique is about imitation. You listen to how a native speaker says something and try to copy it. Pick your favorite video with subtitles. Make sure that it is something you enjoy watching because you will listen to it many times. Listen to the video once and read the subtitles to get a good grasp of the general context and flow. While you are playing it again, complete the next step.
Thank you very much. And the next part is going to be for you, please, Estefania. Imitate.
Okay, imitate the narrator sentence by sentence. Play, listen, pause, speak, record optional. Copy the speech pattern as best as you can. If you choose to record your practice, you can compare yours and the original, or else just listen to your own sound and be critical of the difference or similarity. Repeat this step until the end of the video.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is something that we already did in a certain way, but here the difference is that you're going to watch something that shows not only good pronunciation and everything like that, but speech shadowing refers also to emotions, okay? Everything. The way the narrator, all right, or the way the actors are saying that is the way in which you have to imitate that specific thing, all right? For example, this time I'm going to give you that. I mean, I'm going to make you first watch this video. We're going to watch this now. And then you're going to imitate 30 seconds. But you have to imitate everything, not only the good pronunciation, as I was saying, but also emotions. If the person is whispering, right, like this, then you have to whisper as well, all right? If the person is screaming, you have to scream as well. If it's kind of, I don't know, speaking in a weird way, you have to do it as well, okay? You have to imitate everything, not only the words, but also the emotions and the stress of the words. So let's watch this video. I'm going to send you the link.
Ahora siguen
Okay, we have some ads. That's good news.
los juegos Visa Life Miles,
Second,
donde
please.
participas tú. Usa tu tarjeta Visa Life Miles en...
Okay, so this is the one. All right, this is about friends. Some people love friends, some people hate friends. It doesn't matter. Okay, here you're going to choose 30 seconds from this video. Okay, only 30 seconds, and you have to imitate everything. Okay, everything, emotions, the tone of the voice, the way they speak, the pauses, the breathing, everything. All right, first we're going to watch this video together, and I'm sending the link. It's in the chat now, so that we finish watching the video and you go there by yourself to do what I told you. Imitate any of these people for 30 seconds, and actually not only one of them. You can imitate 2 or 3 to have those 30 seconds there. Let's start. Let's watch it.
You know what we should all do? Go see a musical.
Sure.
And you know which one we should see? The 1996 Tony Award winner. Do you happen to know the name of that one?
I don't know, Grease?
No.
Rent?
Yes! Rent!
Okay, so when do you want to go?
What? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm busy.
Hey. Man, it is so hard to shop for girls. Oh.
Yes, it is, at Office Max.
What did you get her?
A pen.
It's 2 gifts in one. It's a pen that's also a clock. Huh?
You can't give her that.
Why not?
Because she's not 11. And it's not the 7th night of Hanukkah.
Wait, honey, what he means by that is, while this is a very nice gift, maybe it's just not something a boyfriend gives?
Sure it is. She needs a pen for work. She's writing. She turns it over. Whoa! It's time for my date with Joey.
All right, look. What did you get for Angela Del Vecchio for her birthday?
She didn't have a birthday while we were going out.
For 3 years?
Look, it's too late, and I got an audition. I can't shop anymore.
I will go out and I will try to find something for her, okay?
Thanks, man. And oh, while you're at it, could you get her a card?
Would you like me to write her a little poem as well?
Or just get a card that has a poem already in it.
Okay, that was it. All right, just for you to watch that a little bit. So let's work on the activity now. I'm going to read the activity for you. You can start doing it. You have the link in the chat, right? So you have to, we already watched the video. Go to the link and select 30 seconds of that video that you are going to imitate, okay? You're going to do this now, okay? In class, you have to do it now. I'm not going to interrupt that this time, okay? You have to record yourself imitating those 30 seconds, everything from the pronunciation to the emotions and the stress of the words, right? You have to raise the tone of your voice. You have to do it. You have to lower the tone, do it. You have to speak faster, a little bit faster, do it. You have to speak slowly, do it, all right? You finish recording that and you upload that again. Remember, this is unit 2. You have to load this in unit 2. That's it. You have the link. Let's begin, please. It says 30 seconds, but again, I'm going to give you 2 minutes so that you can stop and keep doing, okay? 2 minutes and we go back to the class. Let's do it, please.
Teacher, any part of video?
Yeah, any part of the video. You have to imitate everything for 30 seconds. All right, so it's time. When you finish doing that, if you're still doing it, I hope not, okay. But when you finish, upload that to the second unit. All right, the second unit, remember, it has to be over here. Check that. Unit 2, right? Second week in class activities. Okay, that's part of that unit. Let's keep going. It's better if you can upload that in the meantime while we're continuing with the class, or do it when it finishes, all right, when the class finishes. But be careful with forgetting. Remember that you have until Friday, 11:59 p.m. to upload everything, the in-class activities, the vocabulary, and the presentation. So far, we have 3 recordings without the vocabulary, right? So far, we have 3 with this one. Let's keep going. I think we're going to have at least 1 or 2 more, and then you're going to have the vocabulary that you can work on that today, tomorrow, on the day that you want. That was speech shadowing, all right? Speech shadowing. And believe me, if you do that, if you imitate, that's one of the best things you could do. That's one of the best ways also of learning English and improving your speaking skills. There is no better way to remember, right? The pronunciation of some words, the stress, right? How to stress certain words and how to use those words in context, and also to understand the culture. That's the best thing that you can do. Self-talk, this is not an activity. This is just for you to remember what to do when you are alone and how to improve your speaking skills, right? By doing simple activities as reading. So this time I'm going to go with you, Carolina, to start with this. Let's read these parts, please. That one.
Teacher?
Yes, let's read that part, please, Carolina.
Okay, teacher. Self-talk. Talk to yourself in English loudly. It can be anything from a suggestion, like, shall we go get a glass of water? Or a reminder, I need to do a lot of laundry today. Alternatively, pick up a book and read a couple of pages out loud. This exercise might slow down your reading, but it will speed up your speaking skills.
Thank you very much. Again, this is very important, but very few people do it. For example, I don't speak French, all right, as often as I speak English. So what I do with French is this, okay? I try to tell my entire routine using French. And I try to say things to myself, right? Like, I need to do this and that, I need to finish this and that using French, okay? That's one of the best things you can do when you don't have anybody else to practice with, when you are alone at home, right? And also by reading, that's also a very important and interesting thing to do, right? Pick up a book, right? It says, and read a couple of pages out loud. This is going to slow down your reading skills, perhaps for your reading only, but it's going to speed up, right? It's going to improve your speaking skills. And that's what we're looking for, what we're aiming in this course. And the last one, it's going to be for you, please, Majo. Let's read the last point over here.
You can also record yourself, listen to the recording, and watch out for any wrong pronunciations. If it is possible, ask for feedback from a native speaker.
Okay, thank you very much, Majo. So this is also important, recording, right? That's also something that I ask you to do, to record yourselves, because I can listen to you, I can give you my feedback. Mainly the best part in which I can give you my feedback is on your oral presentations, right? It's good to work with someone who can guide you, or work with native speakers, right? With native speakers who are going to be able to help you out with some words and, well, to improve your skills. That's it. This is easy, right? What you have to do is just do things by yourself. And as you're going to see, the activities, this is something you can do or not. It's up to you. Record yourself and listen to your recordings. Sometimes even you know how to pronounce the word, but when you listen to yourselves, right, you realize, why, that sounds weird, okay? Sometimes you don't sound the way you believe you sound. And it's important to listen to your own recordings and try to improve, because even without any help, all right, you can recognize some mistakes that you may have. Think in English, right? Again, this is not something that, well, we can practice. It's just related to the previous idea. Let's take a look at this one, please. We're going to read everything directly. It's going to be for you, Melanie. Let's read number 6, please. The whole idea.
Okay. So if you already think in English, it takes less time to produce or respond in every conversation, everyday conversations. No translation needed. A good way to start rethinking is to keep a diary where you express your daily thoughts in English. It does not have to be perfect. It is more about getting out thoughts in English with less and less effort.
Okay, thank you very much. And as you can notice, this is actually kind of the same as the previous one, but here it says self-talk. Okay, you can do some things, even reading books. But here is try to think, not actually to speak, not always, but to think, okay, to think. Everything that you have to do throughout the day can be something that you may think in English first before doing so, okay? All your planning, all your schedule has to be here, and then little by little, right, leave Spanish aside. And the only way is try to start, okay, doing now. Again, the activities, think of your whole day and your activities in English. But again, that's for you to do. If you want, you do it. It's one advice that I got for you. And this is the last activity and the last recording we're going to have. All right, the last activity and the last recording. I'm going to tell you what you're going to do here, okay? You're not going to read all of that. I'm going to tell you. One of you, I'm going to choose one, and actually you were reading, it's going to be you, Stephanie, okay? So Stephanie, you're going to tell us a story. Anything that you can remember very well that happened to you. It can be in the past, all right? You need to speak for at least, let's say, we're going to, actually we have this over here, 1 minute, okay? This is the activity. You're going to tell us a story, a 1 minute story, first only tell it. You're not going to record anything, but the rest of you need to pay attention, okay? You're going to record yourselves, Melanie, Majo, and Carolina, retelling Estefania's story, okay? And you, Estefania, who told the story, afterwards, you're going to tell the story again, but this time you're going to record yourself, okay? The first time, don't record it. You're going to record it only the second time to see how you're going to be changing some words and how you're going to restate certain ideas and how you're going to keep the idea over there, okay? So that's going to be a challenge perhaps for you to remember what you said and try to use the same words, and that's going to be your way of practicing, okay? So I'm going to give you 2 minutes, all right? Or if you're, let me know, are you ready? Do you have your story in your mind? Not yet? No, okay. Then, yeah, 2 minutes, okay? Let me give you 2 minutes. Try to think of something that happened to you. It doesn't have to be anything complex, okay? 2 minutes and you start telling us a story, 1 minute, and then your partners are going to pay attention and record that. All right, so the timer, let's begin. If you're ready before Estefania, let me know, and we start before. Okay. All right, so it's time. Okay, so let's turn on the camera, Estefania. And okay, take this into account. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? If you make mistakes, keep going, okay? Don't stop. If you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. Just keep going. If you don't remember one word, right? Because here you have to apply everything that we've been practicing. Paraphrasing, okay, to not use Spanish. If you don't remember the word, try to say a synonym or try to say something different or try to go around or don't say it at all, right? Say, I don't remember, go to the next part. Okay, the idea is be comfortable while saying that. 1 minute is going to be the limit. I'm going to use the timer over here and that's it. Melanie, yes, let me know what your question is.
Sorry, teacher. So we need 2 recordings ourselves while Estefania is talking, or first Stefa say sorry and then we record?
Yeah, first she has to tell the story, 1 minute, and then you're going to retell the story. Okay, so first only pay attention. If you want, take notes because it's important that you can keep the idea the same. And this is important, all right? If I notice that you were not paying attention because I listened to your recordings and then you are telling other things that Estefania didn't mention, that's going to be like you're not following the instructions, right? And that's going to affect the score. So pay attention and try to retell the story. Of course, you can paraphrase, you can use synonyms, you can use other words. That's perfect. But you have to try to keep or write the story as equal as you can to the original. All right, so let's begin, Estefania. You have 1 minute. You start speaking and I start the time. Go ahead, please.
Okay. The other day, I was in my house doing my homework, and I received my mother's call, and she told me that I needed to go to the supermarket to buy bread and other things because my father's arrived this day, that day of his travel. So I left to my house, and I to the supermarket, but in that moment it commenced to rain, and I had to run at the supermarket, but I fell and I didn't arrive to the supermarket on time. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Estefania. That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, what you have to do, it was good. Okay, it was good. Now, all of you have to do something. Melanie, Majo, and Caro, you have 1 minute to retell Estefania's story. And you, Estefania, you also have 1 minute again to tell the story once again. Try to use the same words. It doesn't matter. You can use other words, but try to keep the same ideas as your partners are going to do. Okay? 1 minute, please. I'm going to give you here 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay? Start, please. All right, so it's time. Upload that to Google Classroom, please. Remember, it was 1 minute. You need to use only 1 minute. If you, all right, we're recording and you used like 1 minute and 10 seconds, okay, you can edit the audio file and send only 1 minute, okay? You can do that, but please, it says 1 minute maximum, all right? If you're using more than 1 minute, it's going to be like you're not following that instruction, okay? 1 minute, 60 seconds. When we finished, all right? The only thing that is left is this. 2 more recommendations. Participate in public speaking events. Here you have some. I think there are some like events, right, in some cafes and bars and nightclubs in which you can have conversations with native English speakers and other people. Go there and then use some apps. Here you have 2, okay, that you can use. Copying and pasting that information in the chat. If you go there, you're able to create your account, all right, and have conversations with people around the world. Mainly if you want to learn English and you can teach Spanish, for example, you can exchange that knowledge, right? And you're going to learn in a better way. But that's it, okay? This is the source that I used for that presentation, and that's everything. I'm finishing these strategies with all of you. Let me know if you have any questions, please. Remember that Friday is going to be the day for the second oral presentations. Try to be on time. We're going to start at 8 o'clock, but if you're before, we're going to practice a little bit. Do you have any questions before finishing? Let me know, please.
Yeah, Luis, is that a question by a comment?
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know how to edit my recordings in my cell phone.
One more time, please, Melanie, one more time.
You mentioned that we need to edit to just 1 minute if our recording is too long. Maybe 1 minute and something else, some minutes more. But to be honest, I don't know how to do it in my cell phone.
There are two ways that two things that you can do, and two ways, of course. First, you know that you can go to Play Store and try to download a audio file editor, all right, or MP3 editor, and that's going to let you do it, all right? If you have a cell phone, try to do that one. If not, you can upload that to the computer if you want, and on the computer, you always have more options. Again, you can download something, but some people have that even Movie Maker, or if you have other apps, you can do it as well here. Try to do with both. If you don't find one, tell me. I'm going to try to find one app and I'm going to send you the name so that you can look for it. Okay, but it's one app that you can use. All right?
Okay, thank you.
All right, no, you're welcome. That's it then. All right, if you have any more questions, let me know. If not, please, let's fill out the daily survey, and that's going to be it. I'm going to be waiting for you tomorrow to practice, all right, listening skills, and I'll be also waiting for your recordings and everything that you need. Have a good night and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, girls.
Goodbye.
See you tomorrow, teacher.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Sorry. Teacher, I have a question. The vocabulary needs a time limit.
Actually, I don't set this time. If you take a look at the presentation, it says that it shouldn't be longer than 2 minutes. For this one, you can follow that one, all right? But actually, I'm not going to set a limit for the vocabulary, but try to do it as short as you can. 2 minutes is going to be more than okay. But if you use a lot more time, yeah.
A definition and an example, right?
Exactly. Just read the word, one of the definitions, because you know some words have a lot of definitions, right? Only one of the definitions, the one you're going to use for your example, and one short example. And that's more than enough.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye, good night.